Hi everybody, welcome to the second phonics lesson this week. Now, so far this week, we've been looking at making past tense verbs. And when we're looking at a verb is a doing word, isn't it? So it's an action word, something that we can do. So I can stretch, I can touch, so I can touch a pen, I could eat. They're all verbs, they're all doing words. And what we've been looking at is how we can take that from doing it in the present. So I'm eating, I'm running, I'm jumping, and making it so that it's something that's already happened. So today I walked to school. Now, even though it sounds like a t at the end of that, it's got a t phoneme, we know that actually most of the time when we're making a verb into the past tense, all we need to do is add an ed to the end of it. So I need to take my root word. So I'm going to take a root word that I've got just here, and I'm going to write this word down. I wonder if you can tell me what this root word is. So remember, the root word is when I've done nothing to the verb. The verb is in its purest form. So let's have a look then. Get your sound button and fingers with me. We've got talk. So my verb is to talk. Now I could say yesterday I talked to my mum on the phone. So now what I want to do when I say talk is I have an urge to do that and put a T on the end of it to make a phoneme. But we know that's not right, don't we? Instead, what I need to do is I need to get myself a suffix. And the suffix is what I add onto the end of my root word. It's a really, really heavy one. It's got two letters. I'm making it into one sound. So I'm going to put my suffix on the end just there, which is an ed ending. So now I've got, see if you can do it with me, two fingers, talked. Okay, so that's how I make most of my verbs into the past tense. Now, yesterday, what you did look at, though, was some of those really, really pesky ones that don't follow the rule. And one of these ones that I've got here is this verb. Now, you guys should have had a go at this one already. What's this verb here? Eat. So to eat something. So I eat lots of pizza. Okay, that could be my sentence. Now, what I would do normally then, if I wanted to make it into a past tense verb, is I would add my suffix to the root word eat, wouldn't I? So I'd add an ed on the end of it. I end up with this word here, eated. Does that sound right? It doesn't sound right to me. So I'm sure that you guys have realized that we can't add an ed to all of our verbs instead. So what did you guys come up with instead of eated? I think you should have got this instead. So when I make the root word eat, my verb, into the past tense, I'm going to change it. So I've got ate. Can you have a go with me? Ready? Ate. So I ate a chicken wrap for my dinner. It was very delicious as well. So that is how we change some of them. Now, some of the words as well that we've got, some of our root words, some of our verbs, we can't add an ed to the end of them. We need to do something slightly different. So today in our phonics lesson, we're going to look at what we do when our root word or our verb ends in a letter E, okay? So I've got a word here, and I wonder if you guys can help me read it. Are you ready? I'm going to put my sound buttons on. Let's see, two fingers again. Are you ready? Bake. What does bake mean? If I bake something, it means that I put it into the oven normally. So I could be baking a cake. I could be baking normally something sweet. I could be baking some biscuits maybe, okay? Now, if I was following the rule that we looked at yesterday, then what I would do is I'd add an ed to the end of it. I'd add my ed suffix. But if I add my ed suffix to bake, then I end up with baked. It doesn't quite sound right, does it? I've got an extra E in the middle there. So what I need to do, if my root word, the verb that I'm looking at, ends in a letter E already, I'm going to get rid of that E. I've rubbed it out. I don't want it anymore because I still need to put that ed suffix on the end there. So I'm going to get my E and my letter D, and I'm going to use my little bolt-on sign just there, okay, so that I end up with this instead. Now, let's see what that sounds like. A. Now here, the letter A is making the same sound as its name, isn't it? So we've got a long vowel sound, A here. Are you ready? Baked. Okay, so it still looks the same as it would normally, just that I've had to get rid of one of the E's to put my ED on instead. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to give you a really hard one this time. I wonder who's going to be able to read this one. I have to make sure I put the sound buttons on as well. Okay. What's this word here then? Should we have a go at sound button it together? Get those fingers. Include. What does the word include mean? Okay, so the word include means to have something within a group. So you might say that I'm going to include all of my friends when I'm playing outside. I'm going to include my little sister in the game that I'm playing. Or I could even say that I've got all my pencils with me, including my red pencil. So it means I've got that with me as well. Now, following that rule then we've just looked at, because it already ends in the letter E, we can't just add an ed suffix to the end of it, to our root word just here. So what we need to do instead is I'm going to take my letter E off the end, which means this no longer becomes a split digraph. My letter U is going to make an U phoneme instead. And what I need to do instead, I wonder if you guys can tell me, what do I need to do to it? All I need to do is to add my ed suffix to the end of it once I've got rid of that E. So let's have a look and see what we've got now. Are you ready? Included, okay? And here, my ed suffix is making a ud phoneme, okay? So it's not making a t like walked, okay? It's making an ud instead, okay? So that's what we're going to have a little practice of doing today, guys. You've got lots of verbs that I've written on the sheet for you to have a go at making into the past tense, and make sure that you look really, really carefully to see what you need to do to those verbs, okay? Good luck, and I hope you get on well with it. See you all later.